I've always been told, make sure you tee up the golf ball because you get the ultimate advantage of having the perfect lie. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you want to do just that and get good at golf. Today we're talking about par threes. We've got a 200-yard par three here downhill, and I've always been told from day one, you know what guys, make sure you tee the ball up. So you can see here we've got a ball on a tee, and this is representative of what we actually see sometimes in lessons and in pro-ams. People think, oh, I'm going to make sure I tee the ball up nice and high because from there I should be able to get the perfect lie and get the perfect shot. The issue is with this, if you properly commit to this shot, that is generally what you get. You see the ball was far too high, it's come right out of the top of the club and it's not gone anywhere. The alternative to that is often, Chris is laughing behind the camera there, the alternative to that, because that was actually a good swing. If we look at where the ball was there, so the tee was here, we've had impact after the tee, so after the ball, but because it was so high, we've just not got the correct strike on it. What I generally see from people who do this is instead of getting into the ball here with nice forward shaft lean, de-lofting that club and getting a really nice penetrating strike, which Chris is going to give us a drill for in a few moments time, generally people tend to hang back but then throw the club at the ball almost like you would with a driver a little bit. You still want to do that with a driver really, but the sternum backs up, the hands flick the club at the ball, and the club head just rotates around the body. The problem with that is you can't control it. You're going to really struggle to get any compression on the ball. You're not going to get a nice consistent distance either because dynamically you have no idea how much loft you are presenting and you don't know how square that club face is either. So generally you're in a world of pain there. Okay, the first one was a little bit excessive, but this second one is generally where you do see people be. You'll see the ball's just over the top of it a little bit, and if I aim for that flag and give you a pretty good representation, that, oh, it's a lost ball, Chris, that's a Callaway as well. Oh, maybe not, we might find that. But that's generally what you do see, a high left shot. You don't see much weight transfer, you don't see people compressing the ball, and the tee is still in the ground there because I've just picked it off. So again, that's incorrect, that's not what we want. And when people say, make sure you give yourself the perfect lie, make sure you tee it up, with a driver, yes, make sure it's really, really high, make sure the ball's above the face, but with a driver, we want to hit up on that ball, we want the sternum behind the ball, we want to dynamically get through that shot and hit it out there with low spin. The third ball I've got here isn't on a tee, and that's very controversial. I know some people who do this and they think, oh, well, I'm not going to put on a tee because that's cheating, or because, to be honest, I don't want to give myself that perfect lie. I will never understand that. For me, if I'm on a 200-yard par three and I'm just looking down at a ball on the floor, it feels like I've just hit a good drive on a long par four and I've got to hit this massive iron in. That's not what I want, so I am actually going to tee it up, but I like a trusty little broken tee peg for these par threes. I don't like the idea of putting in a kind of really full, big, long tee in the ground. I don't know why, I just don't like it. Again, in the comments below, guys, if you like to use a full tee all the time. But with this, I know that it's just going to perch the ball on top of the grass. So it is down there. You probably can just about tell from here that it is teed up, but it is on the perfect lie. And from there, I'm going to make sure that I do all the things correct, which Chris is going to give us the drills for, in that I get the weight onto the left side, I get some nice forward shaft lean, I make sure I extend through the shot, and that's going to allow me to just make sure that I can play the perfect shot from the perfect tee height and actually keeping control of that golf ball, hit a lovely high fade towards that flag, and generally get good at golf. That's a green in regulation. Guys, make sure you use the correct tee height with your irons, make sure you attack it correctly, and if you don't know how to do so, stay tuned, because Chris is going to tell you now.
So, like James said there, it's nice and easy to come onto a tee box. If it's a par 3, par 4, you're going to find James's favourite thing, and the reason why he does that is because he's a tight Yorkshireman, is use a broken tee, famous last words, use a broken tee just to tee that up ever so slightly. But if we're thinking about a drill, it's nice and easy for you to do just with a tee. So we can pretend that we're going to obviously hit a shot here.
We've got tees coming out our ears here.
Get the tee down where we're wanting to do. It's all about controlling where your low point is. It's going to really give you feedback, dun links, of where you're striking the ground. Is that because you're hanging back? Is that because you may be sliding into the golf ball? Are you not taking a divot? James has just tripped over the tee markers.
I was trying to avoid those as well, apologies.
But you can come in here, take a set up, because again, we go on a driving range, or you stand to the side of the ball doing your practice swing, and we could catch the ground 6 inches behind the ball, and we think, oh, that wasn't bad, I've caught the ground, because everyone's told me I need to catch the ground. A couple of practice swings there, right, we come onto the golf ball. Again, we either hit it low or high on the face, depending on what tee height we've done, and we never get the distance we want. We never flag high, and that's what we see from most amateurs, is they don't get flag high, they don't get past the hole. Normally, it is short, and it's in trouble. So, once we've got a tee in, we can make some swings here, starting to feel like, okay, right, the tee's just there, I'm going to set up in line with the tee, but then just come inside of that, make a swing, and start to see, right, have I taken a divot? I haven't taken a divot there, so I mean I've lost my angles. Again, another video on the channel talking about how we can take the perfect divot. So I'm going to come in again, make a swing as if a golf ball is there. Okay, divot there, nice and easy, that's my practice swing. We can see that was probably just before the golf ball. So that's something that there is, right, okay, maybe I haven't transferred my weight, so I need to make sure that I get through onto that left-hand side. I'm then going to bring a golf ball in after I've done that.
Can we just say that these will be repaired before
Yeah,
people go mental in the comments?
Yes. So I've taken that divot there, and then I'm going to, they'll actually be seeded, so don't say repaired, because someone will tell us off for that as well.
Yeah.
So they will be seeded and repaired. Right, so then I'm going to come in onto the golf ball, and I'm going to start to see, right, depending on where my tee is, that's nicely down, make a swing. You can see there, a little bit clean, but you can see where I've made interaction with the ground is just after the golf ball. So the tee is still there, I've caught the ground just after and made a little bit of a mark there, and that's when we're going to be able to decide how I've struck that golf ball. Jim's going to give me another one to make another example.
I just want a better strike than that, to be brutally honest.
We all do, actually.
We're helping them get good at golf, not get mediocre.
Well, that's very true. Right, so take that divot.
Better.
So drawing back nicely. Again, if we look at that divot, just after the golf ball, exactly what we're starting to see. The tee is in there, I've took the ball off the tee, I've made interaction with the ground. And if we can do that, guys, that's going to help you get good at golf, it's going to help you get some feedback, and it's going to help you lower your scores.